Okay, so I'm back for another video, and today I'm covering the delta epsilon definition of a limit. And so if you've taken like high school calculus, you're probably familiar with the notion of a limit. And if you're not, this video might be really confusing. But anyway, like the standard definition is the limit as x approaches a of f of x equals like L, right? Or like C. Okay, so you have some function. You have some function. It looks like this, and at a specific point, as you approach that point from both sides of the function, it converges to some specific y value. So it converges to some L, right? So here's A, here's L. So the limit as x approaches A from the left and the right, as it converges to this A, as the distance in between like the left and the right approaches 0. If you're familiar with like the limit definition of a limit, so limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So as this distance goes to 0, you approach some limit. So this is the standard notion of a limit, right? But if you want to get more rigorous, there's the epsilon delta or delta epsilon definition of a limit. And the statement is, so for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists some delta greater than 0 such that if 0 is less than the absolute value of x minus a is less than delta, then f of x minus L is less than epsilon. So this looks probably very confusing if you've never seen it before. You probably have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So let's break it down. So we have some variable, epsilon, right? And we know that for all epsilon greater than 0, there's this other variable, delta. And so we can think about this. You probably think I'm crazy if you've never seen this before. But let's say we have that same like function like this. We have that same limit at 2, right? And so at 2, f of x takes on this value here. We'll just assume f of x is continuous, right? So it takes on this value, this L. And so traditionally, we have like f of x converging to this limit. But now we define some epsilon and delta. And so epsilon is, or first we'll go with delta. Delta is like a delta neighborhood. You can think of it as like a super small neighborhood around this x value. So you see this 2? Delta is a very